Hi, so I'm Eric. I created this game, Limitless Fortune. Limitless Fortune is a space trader game, but the twist is that the finances in the game work very realistically. And the real underlying goal of the game is to teach personal finance, but in a really unobtrusive way. So the premise of the game is that you own a series of spaceships and you travel around the solar system, buying and selling trade goods, with the goal of saving up enough money to retire to one of the system's most desirable locations. So let's go ahead and start a new game here. So I'll name myself Dave Bowman. Congratulations, Captain Dave Bowman, on your new ship. It's small, and you're just renting it, but it means you're officially a space captain. Like all aspiring space captains, your goal is to explore the solar system, trade goods for lots of money, and retire to somewhere nice, maybe even Earth. To accomplish this goal, you'll need to manage your money wisely and plan ahead. Times might get tough, but you can handle it. You're about to arrive at the Mars Phobos colony. Good luck out there. Alright, so the game starts you off at Mars. So in the game, each of the bodies in the solar system has its own little economy. So for example, you can see here that Mars produces lots of cheap med gel. The place to sell med gel for the highest price is usually Venus. Venus has these atmospheric farms that are extremely difficult to work in, so the people who work those farms need a lot of med gel. So let's get started and buy some med gel. So we'll go over to the goods market, scroll through the different options here. Alright, I see med gels here. Our current cargo hold has 500 kilograms of available space, so I'll just go ahead and buy 500 kilograms. The total cost will be about $22,000. So I can see that my ship over here is this little ship, the Deimosian XJ22. I start out, I'm just renting it, but later on in the game, I will be able to actually purchase ships. So for example, if I wanted to buy another Deimosian XJ22, I could go into the ship dealer. The local Mars ship dealer doesn't have anything too exciting, and I can buy it. You can see 15-year mortgage, 30-year mortgage, or I can pay cash. But I'll leave that alone for now. So now that my cargo hold is full, I can come and see I bought 500 kilograms of med gel, with an average price per kilogram of $44. And I'm going to go over to Venus and try to sell it. So I can see here, this is the current location of all the planets. As you progress through the game, the location of the planet changes, and sometimes the routes could be like years long. So for example, if I wanted to go from Neptune to Uranus, it would take me a very long time. But just going over to Venus, looks like it's only going to take me 5 months. So now I'm in deep space. I can run into interesting encounters out here. Looks like this is a pretty boring journey this time. So during the trip, it cost me money to keep running my ship. It cost me about $5,000. I do own a few stocks and bonds that I start out with, and they made a little bit of money. But let's see how much money we can make in the goods market here. So here at Venus, the Venusian cloud farms produce most of the system's algae food. But even with terraforming, the harsh atmosphere takes its toll on farm operators, and they need a lot of med gel. So I'll go over to the Venusian goods market. And I can go down and I can see here I have 500 kilograms of med gel, and it's selling for $115 per kilogram, which is quite a bit more than I sold it for, or I bought it for. So I can sell, let's sell all of it. See that I'm making a pretty good profit here. It's more, the profit's more than my total cost to buy it. So this was a really good trade this time. So what did they make at Venus? So I see here Venusian cloud farms produce a lot of algae. I can go ahead and double check in the goods market in the navigation. I can see that there's a trade intelligence page. I can see that there's some news. I can scroll down and I can see, I know doesn't look like there's anywhere that I have access to right now that really likes algae, but I'm gonna go ahead and still buy some. It's pretty cheap here. I'm gonna go over to Earth and see if they need any algae. So back to navigation. It's 5 months to Earth. See if anything interesting happens in this transit. Nope. Made a little bit of money though in my stocks and bonds. I'll look at those. I'll look at those here. All right. So Earth is the system's most exclusive destination, but we're all allowed to come visit the moon. I'm not allowed to go visit Earth right now. Earth produces fresh food, and Earth requires a lot of nanoprocessors. So maybe bringing algae here wasn't the greatest idea. It looks like the price is a little bit higher than it was on Venus. Let's see if it's enough. So my profit here is like only barely enough to cover my upkeep in my 5-month transit. Let's go for it anyways. So this is just some tutorial stuff here. I can see here that right now I have about $60,000 in cash, but I also started out the game with some stocks and bonds, and they've increased in value a little bit over time. I can see here that since the start, my stocks have increased by 18%. My bonds have increased by about 2.5%. My gold has gone down by a lot, but I don't really own very much gold. So I have a little bit of money. I'm a little bit liquid. I don't think that I'm going to be able to fill my cargo hold up with... I don't think I'm going to have to spend all my money to fill my cargo hold up this round, so I'm going to buy some stocks. So I'm going to trade cash for stocks. I'm going to buy about $10,000 worth. Okay. So now I can see over here that I have some more stocks. Let's see what kind of ships they have on Earth. So there's a few other smaller ships here. I might want to upgrade to the XJ-28 pretty soon. It costs $2,100 a month. Right now I can see that I'm spending $1,000 a month. Sorry about that. And yeah, I don't think I'm ready to upgrade quite yet. So here I'm at Earth. They produce fresh food. Fresh food is like pretty cheap here. It's about $43 per kilogram. I'm going to fill up my cargo hold with that. Is there anywhere that takes fresh food right now? No, nowhere I have access to wants fresh food right now. I'm going to go back to Mars. That one trade route between Mars and Venus is really good. Alright, my recurring expenses were a little higher this time, but my stocks did really well. Let's see that. So yeah, it looks like the stock market has been doing really well. Market conditions are very good. I can see here that my stocks have increased a lot in value over that 7 or 8 months that I've been in deep space. Okay, let's see how much I can sell this food for. Oof, really tiny little margin here. Not great. So I didn't really make any money here unless I sell some stocks. I don't really have much cash. Let's look and see if I can get any more permits. So I need to buy these outer system travel permits in order to go to the new destinations, like farther away from the starting planet. So it's 15,000 to buy the outer system travel permit, the first one. That'll get me to Jupiter and Saturn and the asteroids. It's a little ways off before I buy the other outer system travel permits. And then looking towards the end game, I can buy residency permits, which allow me to retire to different planets. See, Enceladus does not look like a really nice place, but it's pretty cheap. Ganymede's a little nicer. It's a little more expensive. Life on Ganymede isn't so bad. The satellite is overcrowded, but there's great local culture. Triton, the moon of Neptune, is like pretty high tech, but it's pretty dark, pretty cold. Mars, the terraforming has been coming along pretty well. They make a lot of med gel, but it's not as nice as Earth. Earth is the place to go. It just costs a lot of money to buy a residency permit there. But back to the task at hand. I'm gonna buy some more med gel here. I see that it's a little bit more expensive than last time. It's about $4 per kilogram more expensive than last time I bought it. All right. Let's see what the prices are at Venus. Only 2 months to Venus right now. Oh, this is great. Venus is on the same side as the sun. This is really good. Recurring expenses are going to be really low. Yeah, just $2,000. So Here we are at Venus. I'm gonna go straight to the goods market. I'm gonna sell my med gel. Ugh. Margins are not as good this time. It's only $70 a kilogram. It's a lot more last time. Maybe it's time for me to upgrade my ship. This time I'm just gonna go straight back to Mars. I'm gonna grind it a little bit until I can 11,000 kilograms. So if I'm tempted to rent one of these Triton Orbitals, but I don't think I have enough money to actually fill up the cargo hold after that. 2,100, 2,600. Do I have enough money? So I need, if I want to actually buy one, I need 63,000. I'm gonna rent one of these. So the Demosian X328 is the larger, nicer version of my current chip, and it has a 900 kilogram cargo hold instead of a 500 kilogram cargo hold. So I see rents quite a bit higher, as are the various upkeep. So the total expenses are going to be $2,600 a month. I'm going to go for this. All right. Here's my new ship, the Demosian XJ28. I can see over here that the cargo hold is 900 kilograms. All right. So Venus, I'm going to buy some more algae here because it's pretty cheap. I'm not going to really make much money off of it, but my goal here is to go back to Mars, pick up another load of med gel, and haul it back. Haven't been running into anything in space here. We have been having pretty short journeys. Alright. Recurring expenses are a lot higher this time. Almost twice as much as I were used to last time. 10,000. Alright, I only have $11,000 in cash right now. If I sell this... Oh, I'm making a loss too. This is bad. Okay. Smith, I have $40,000 to buy med gel. How much? Okay. So I can buy the med gel, but I'm for sure going to go into debt to get back to Venus. And when I go into debt, I end up having to go deeper into debt because it starts charging me interest. So I'm losing about 2.6K a month just in operating expenses. I'm gonna sell a little bit of stocks. So just to make sure that I don't have to pay too much interest when I go into debt, because I will go into debt on this journey. All right. I don't want to sell too much. All right. Let's go to Venus. 6 months. Alright, let's see how much money we lost. Ooh, an unknown ship is on an intercept course for your ship. You try to hail them on comms, but receive no response. I can wait for the intercept, or I can accelerate away. I don't want to deal with this right now. Micrometeor strikes my ship. Vital fuel and airlines are damaged and are venting into vacuum. I'm going to suit up. I saved myself an expensive repair. Great. Okay, so I'm in debt. About $4,000. It's charging me a lot of interest. 15% interest. So I need to sell my med gel. Okay, so I'm out of debt now. But I don't know if I'm really much better off. I'm gonna do one more of these runs. Algae to Mars. 4 months, pretty close. $10,000. Okay, not in debt. So I'm gonna sell the algae. Making 13,000, not bad. I'm gonna buy more med gel. It's really cheap right now. I'm gonna go back to Venus. Another micrometeor. I'm gonna suit up again. Ugh. Alright. Cost me some money. It's not good. So I can see here, unexpected expenses, $3,500. Recurring expenses, $15,000. So now it's $20,000. just to fly to Venus. Cutting it pretty close here. Alright, but I did make a lot of money on this trade. Medgel selling at 105. Great. I think I'm ready to go buy some permits. Alright, I'm going to buy the outer system travel permit. So now I should be able to, yep. So I can go visit the Asteroid Belt Refinery, the Jupiter Grand Central Ring, and the Saturn Ring Hub. So now that I have the permit, I can see what goods they buy and sell there. So Jupiter is the place to sell the algae that I'm buying on Venus, and they export mesoscale chips and fresh food. So what does Mars import? Mars imports spice. I'm wondering. So if I do Mars, pick up Medgel, go to Venus, pick up algae, go to Jupiter, sell the algae, buy fresh food, and go to Mars. That's not a terrible idea. It's not optimal. I really need more options. What if I pick up the fresh food, go to Saturn? Nanoprocessors. They export nanoprocessors. Earth needs nanoprocessors. So, Earth and Saturn have a trade. Okay, I'll do that. So I'm gonna go to Earth, pick up fresh food. Here I'll just buy some algae. It's 22. Take this to Earth. Then at Earth, I'm gonna pick up some fresh food. Take the fresh food to Saturn. Okay, good. My stocks are doing well again. So good to market. Food. Made some money. 11,000 here. Okay. I'm gonna buy fresh food. It's at 36. 900 kilograms of it. And Saturn. It's only 5 months right now. Oh, that's good. That's really close. Okay. Okay, so my recurring expenses were only 12,000. My stocks have continued to do really well. Now we're at the Saturn Ring Hub. So Saturn, a large community of scientists, settlers have developed extremely economic methods for producing nanoprocessors. This educated orbital populace demands a lot of fresh food. So good thing we're stocked up on fresh food. So we're going to pick up nanoprocessors, go straight back to Earth. That trade route makes a lot of sense, but I don't know if the margins are going to be as good as other stuff we could get. So there's a shortage of hydrogen at Jupiter. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so, all right, making pretty good profit, fresh food on this trip. Definitely enough to cover our recurring expenses. So I'm going to go back to the goods market. I'm going to pick up nanoprocessors. I'm just going to fill up on them. Let's take a look at the cargo hold. It's full nanoprocessors. Bought at 25. Pretty good deal. All right, back to Earth. Just going to quickly... Okay, so $30,000 in recurring expenses right now. Let's see how much profit we're going to make on these nanoprocessors. 53,000. So coming out about $20,000 on this trade. I can see that I'm up to $107,000 in cash. I think that it's going to be time for me to actually go and purchase a ship. If I can make a down payment. Maybe I should save up until I can afford the $79,000 down payment on this guy. And then also fill up its cargo hold, which is a little bit bigger. I'll probably need another 50 grand to fill up the cargo hold. So I definitely like to make a little bit more money before I invest in a ship. But it's nice because once I actually own a ship, I build equity in it, and it makes it a lot easier for me to buy future ships. All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna leave it off for part one, and I'm gonna come back and keep playing for the next part. All right, thanks.